everybody. This is our Chat Daddy Sims coming to you live on a Thursday evening. We want to say good evening and happy Women's History Month. Welcome to another edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show, the Love Edition. After having a wonderful success over the Valentine's weekend of people viewing our clips, I invited these amazing people to come back with me and have yet another in-depth conversation about relationships, love, just all different types of things that will go on in our lives and in this world. And so I'm really happy to have them back this evening. I'm going to let each one of them introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about who they are. And then we're going to get into the fun and games of all of this evening. So let's start with the woman who is sitting next to me, directly next to me. The one with the blonde hair. She's easy to find, very easy to find. She and I used to walk the halls of high school together. And now we're a dynamic duo. Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Art. Thanks for having me back. This is super fun. This time I'm in my kitchen. I thought the lighting might be better. My name is Valerie. Yes, I went to high school way back when. I'm not supposed to tell what year. With Arthur, and we've been doing a couple things, and moving forward, we're going to be doing a couple things outside of this show, even this weekend. Anyway, we're going to have super fun, and tonight sounds good, and these are all good people, and I think the information is going to be pretty cool.
Okay, I appreciate that. Now I'm gonna tell you guys how long she's been knowing me. Did you hear her slip my government name in there?
We heard.
Oh, Arthur, that's so cute.
Listen, don't none but bill collectors, bugaboos, people like that call me that name. Oh my God. Thank you, Valerie. That's how far we go back. Yes. Okay. All right. And as we continue on, in the box next to her is one of my other good friends who, as I always say, this woman's advice is just always on point. Naya B, introduce yourself to everybody and let's make it happen.
Hello, everybody. My name is Naya B. I am from the South Side of Chicago, now an STL transplant, a little bit. I would like to think of myself as, yes, a national mental health expert, but it didn't start out that way because, I grew up in the hood, so I like to give both a little bit of professional as well as break it down personally so that people can use it in their everyday lives. So I try to be as transparent as possible with my work, and so hopefully tonight you guys will get some great insight that maybe people wouldn't get on a regular basis.
Yeah, I think so. I think what you give is a great foresight of what people need to hear and learn about relationships. So thanks, Naya. Appreciate you being here. I'm gonna go to this young lady who recently just had a birthday. I'm surprised she was even available for us this evening because she's been celebrating like the Queen of Sheba. Hello, birthday girl.
Listen, you know it. Hi, everyone. My name is Tosh Nikki. I am also from the South Side of Chicago, and I just celebrated my birthday, should I say unbirthday? I'm a leap year baby. So my birthday is February 29th, and so I'm officially 11 and a half years old. I celebrated on 28th and March 1st. I am your go-to girl. If you want a hug, if you want some good love, some good advice, and when I tell you I'm going to keep it real, I'm going to make sure you know you are not the only crazy person walking this earth. I'll make sure you also know that you are not alone. And I'm here to laugh with you, joke with you, pray with you, cry with you, and let you know that you are amazing just as you are. I'm excited to be here. I'm here for all the chit and the chatter and all of the good information, all the good topics, all the hot topics. And let's get it done.
Okay, I appreciate you for that. You're absolutely right. So we accepting crazy on this show too?
Absolutely crazy. We all got a little crazy in us. It's called balance, okay?
We can book this show for the next 3 years based on crazy. And there's a ton of people that can come talk about crazy. So on that. All right, our relationship expert tonight is back for another evening with us, and we appreciate him as well. Las Vegas based, but he travels globally. Mr. C. Reg Rogers. Give him a big round of applause. What's up, Doc? How are you?
Thank you, Art. I appreciate it. I'm doing great. All the wonderful guests. I'm so glad and happy to be back with all of you. It's going to be a fun evening. Thank you for inviting me back, and I'm looking forward to the topics that we're going to discuss this evening. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of entertainment, a lot of empowerment, and it's going to be a great time.
And I think people need that now more than ever with what we're facing in the world today. You know, the Middle East is at war, you know, the prices are going up, people are struggling. I think now more than ever was the time for me to bring something like this back and be able to entertain people. Whether 3 people watch us or 3,000 people, it's wonderful to have a group of people that want to talk about relationships. So I thank you guys so much. All right. So get into the show this evening. The first thing we're going to talk about tonight is relationship slang 2026. How do you rate? I'm going to give you guys some slang words that are very popular or being used in relationships and see if you guys know what it means. All right. So the first word I'm going to say, let me find it here on the screen. Talk among yourself. All right. So that word is situationship.
Oh, baby.
Who is that? Okay, define the situation.
That's a situationship. That is a situation that is a unofficial relationship. Right. So it allows you the opportunity to do what you want to do with the other person when you want to do it, but nothing is official. Right. You go to that person to have some good fun, but if it gets too serious, then it's no longer a situation. When it gets too serious, that's when it becomes a situation because you don't want it to be a relationship, but you kind of do. So it's just a mixture of something fun, something serious, but something that does not have a title to it. Like neither one of you can claim each other as your own, you know, but at the same time, you know, in the back of your mind, you can't ask the question of where you at because it's none of your business. You want to know, but you can't ask. So it's like it's a balance of fun and bullshit until your heart gets involved. That's what it is.
When you're in front of each other.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start with that. Anybody who wants to come in first?
I think it's just I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Val. I'll wait because I think mine's a little different.
I'm just gonna say, you know, some of these words I'm probably not even hearing. I'm so out of the loop, for crying out loud. How many years? I'm so much older than all you young people on the me and Art are probably the oldest ones here. But situationship to me is pretty much what you had just said. You know, when you're in the zone in front of each other, yeah, you're together, but otherwise, what else is going on?
Okay,
go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Naya, go right ahead because you know I'm sitting here, my head is spinning right now. So
I would like to say I think a situationship is something that definitely would not look good on paper, but because of romantic feelings or because of maybe the situation, let's say maybe you work together or maybe you have common friends or maybe you are you know, just know a lot of the same people but have no business probably being together. So like say somebody who is 100% a part of your non-negotiable, but you still dip with them or see them, but you could never explain them to your friends because you're not supposed to be talking to them anyway. Yeah, I would like to say that's what I would describe as a situation. You know, it's like, oh, it's a little situation. I can't bring them home. I can't let them meet anybody because y'all would clown me, but we be doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think.
That too.
And then if I am guilty of anything, then I might share a few stories. If I'm not guilty, then move on to the next word. But my definition is, help us out. What is the definition of a situationship?
So I think a situationship is really like a romantic sexual relationship that lacks any type of commitment, any type of labels, or any type of clear boundaries. So I think it's really like this dichotomy between a friendship and a committed partnership.
I love it.
But you know what, though? They don't have to be your friend, though. They don't have to be your friend because it's a situation, right?
Right.
I mean,
Because
you
if
know,
you say if it's a friend, then you going into friends with benefits.
well, I mean, I think it depends on the length of time that the situationship has been going on. I'd like to believe they developed some type of friendship in order for them to want to be together. Some type of friendship has to be there.
I don't know because sometimes people in situations they don't really share the information that friends share. So I would say that it lacks friendship, which is why it's a situationship. Because if you're friends and you're seeing each other, then you're probably more likely dating because you
And
would
I
have
think, and I
respect
think that
and there would
goes.
be like a mutual level of support for one another, like a friendship would be. But I don't think people who are in situationships are friends. I think they're maybe more like associates or colleagues or classmates, but not friends.
I mean, I think
Interesting.
that's why I also said there's no boundaries too. I think there's no boundaries to it, and I think that you don't put quote unquote labels per se, but you'd like to believe that two people in a situationship do get together and find some type of common denominator, let alone if they are friends, but they do have some type of common denominator. That's why they come together.
Yeah, it's usually attraction, fun, and sex.
We would take that attraction, fun, and sex.
Ain't that the truth? Because I was getting ready to say guilty, guilty, guilty. I was I was like, listen, I thought that's really, I guess, Val, it's kind of funny. You say you and I are too old is on here, but I think our wisdom is right because we still on and popping out here. A situationship to me is just a modern name for booty call. I mean, that's
That's a
my
good way to
take
put
on it.
it.
Gotta have it.
Simply
Huh?
put.
When you gotta
Okay.
have it, you got it.
That's my take on it. All right, let's move to the next.
So the next word we're going to talk about is breadcrumbing. Does anybody know what breadcrumbing means?
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
absolutely.
guess that it's not somebody you would normally date.
Mm,
No.
Pick up little pieces.
Little pieces. You're moving in
And
the right direction. It
and I
is.
wouldn't necessarily bring this person in front of my friends or family.
is it little pieces of a situationship across multiple people?
No.
Oh, that's interesting.
I would
No, that's interesting. That's no, it's not
No.
that.
I
Mm-mm.
would say breadcrumbing is the status of a relationship. It's a form of manipulation where you give someone
Yeah,
just a little bit to
yeah,
keep them holding on. So you don't give them the whole loaf, you give them just a little bit.
yeah.
Just so they can
Okay.
have hope that you will one day commit or one day propose or one day, give them the family that they desire. So you may give them the breadcrumbs. Like it's not enough to keep them full, but it's just enough to keep them there or coming back.
Mm,
I agree.
interesting. Okay.
I agree with
Yes.
Naya. I think you send sporadic messages, just enough to keep them, like she said, it's a manipulative tactic to keep them interested, without it having any type of intention of having a commitment.
Do
Yeah,
you
so this
think
would
that
be
there are
like
people
Mm.
people's
real?
likes on your post. They don't call you, but they like your stuff or they look at your stories. So people start to think like, oh my God, they're still interested. No, they're breadcrumbing you. They're not interested.
Right.
They just want to keep their eyes on you. So I
Mhm.
think
Very good.
those are examples of breadcrumbing.
That's
Okay.
very
Very
interesting
good.
because I would like to say I would think that there are a lot of people that don't even realize that that's what they're doing.
Mm,
Because
Mm-hmm.
I definitely just had an ouch moment. Okay, so
Oh my God.
this is interesting. Keep it coming, Art. Oh, we lost them. Yeah, that is very interesting with the breadcrumbing because you don't really realize what you're doing it until there's situations like this come up. And I can say that I have been guilty of that, but unaware, just for my own selfish reasons, wanting to have the person around, still feeling like that I have good intention because I'm not treating them wrong. But I guess in
yeah.
hindsight, we're giving a little just to keep them along, just to keep them around. It's definitely a selfish act. But I never thought that it would be considered breadcrumbing. I thank you for bringing such a clean and very clear definition as to what that means, Naya.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome.
And
Yeah.
I bet you there are quite a few people though that are very aware that they're doing that. Like they don't want to be alone. They want to have a date on the weekend or whatever. Or they want somebody to give them a Valentine's Day gift. And so that they keep this person and just kind of hang on to them a little bit until something better comes along. Or maybe they have several of these people. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people out there with different situations.
Oh yeah. I think a lot of times too, people love the attention and they like to be entertained in the dating world, but not necessarily date. So they care about the likes and the, you know, the hey, how you doing with no follow up for real, or the we'll get together soon one day, or you know, I miss you, but there's no follow up. So I think that happens a lot for people who do want to keep the window open. I think breadcrumbing is way more common than any other phase of a relationship. I think it's more common than ghosting.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, you
I think
guys
it's
kept me
also
going. Thank
coming
you.
from
Okay.
fear. I think that it also can come from a space of fear. You know, people who are fearful, you know, of committing while they're dating. You know, I think that it can also come from that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Good points.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and
Yes.
clear. All
I'm
right.
sorry. I had a technical difficulty on my end, so I do apologize for that. All right, let's get back to the last one. Thank you guys for keeping that conversation going. So the last one we want to talk about is zombieing.
I've
What
never
is
heard
the
of that.
meaning of zombieing?
Is that similar to ghosting?
Pretty much in the same realm.
Zombies are dead people walking.
Correct. Going in the right direction. Going in the right direction. Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'm
take
not
a
sure
stab. I'm gonna take a stab and say that it is someone who vanished without any explanation.
Okay.
That's
Yes.
ghosting.
That's ghosting.
Going in a good direction.
Yeah.
Naya B, go on and put yours in there so we can move on to the next segment.
I would just like to. I think it's probably somebody who just kind of puts the relationship on pause. They'll be back. They'll be
Okay.
back. They'll be back. They'll be back. So it's like a, you know, it's dead, you know, but they take the life away from it and then give it back. So I don't think it's necessarily ghosting, because ghosting they don't come back, but I
Okay.
think zombieing they come back.
Okay. All right.
So
let me give
so Naya, they vanished and then come back like nothing ever happens. You just
Yeah.
come back and just want to just keep it moving like everything is good. They didn't give an explanation, but I'm back now. Let's just keep it going, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is nuts. So it's almost like you're trying to bring life to a dead situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you're coming back as if nothing happened, and now you have this big burden of everything that happened beforehand that's been unaddressed, and you're trying to make it work.
You know, you'd be surprised at the many people who do not like confrontation, and that works for them.
Whew, that is tough
Wait a
and
minute.
heavy.
Say what you said. Say it again now.
I say you'd be surprised of the many people who do not like confrontation, so that type of relationship works for them. They don't
Oh,
want to talk about it.
absolutely.
They just want to move on. They just want to
Absolutely.
act like nothing ever happened.
That's right. And to me, okay, so this kind of leads us into our next conversation. Hold on for 1 second there. All right, so zombieing, the answer to that the young people are using, it says coming back after ghosting. So the person has ghosted you, they coming back in. That's that person that you have known for years. Y'all messed around, it didn't work out. They keep coming back. They keep, they just keep coming back to what they think they want to know, and it's not gonna happen.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, with
That sounds like a
said,
situationship.
it does. And see, that's why we got to be up on all this new terminology. It does. It sounds right. All of it to me sounds like some fun I've had at some point in my life.
Well, remember I said people just want to be entertained. They don't really want to date anymore. They just want something to do.
That
Really?
too.
Yeah.
Hmm. I agree.
Okay, then here's the question that I want to ask, and this is before we go into the next topic. People want to be entertained, but I guarantee you, one of the people in wanting to be entertained is probably looking for something a little bit more personal, intimate, more loving. So how does that work? You know what I'm saying? How does that even exist?
Well, for a con artist to be a con, you got to have somebody who believes in the con. and you have to have somebody who's the con. So
Uh,
it's just like how givers and takers constantly align, but givers and givers don't, or takers and takers don't. So
oh,
for it to work, you have to have somebody who has hope, who wants the relationship, because it wouldn't work otherwise. If you had somebody just like you, oh, that wouldn't work. Work. If I was a zombie and I dated another zombie, it wouldn't be zombie, and we'd be zombieing each other. It would be crazy, right? It's like the War of the Roses. You know what I'm saying? So no, it wouldn't work. You have to have
Yeah.
somebody who is passive, non-confrontational, who really, really wants the relationship, who romanticizes things for it to work. Because those are the ones that stay still.
Yeah.
okay.
And
All right.
I
All right.
really
Yeah.
quickly, if I could say something really quickly, I also
Sure.
think that people who are looking to be entertained, they don't want commitment.
People that's looking to be entertained, they don't want commitment.
Or they already have somebody that they waiting on.
Right, because entertainment is all of the glitz and the glamour and the excitement and the rush and the butterflies, the attraction, and we're about to have a good time, but they're not trying to go beyond that, you know?
And see, Valerie, you and I have had this conversation about at some point in life, you do want it to go beyond that. You do want to
Yeah,
make
you do.
something. You want to make something of it, and that's how we actually even reconnected. As friends now about the wanting to make sure you reconnect with somebody. How do we? Oh, okay. So this leads us into our next conversation. A lot of what people do to people, I believe, karma serves a big part in it. And I think that a lot of people don't understand what karma is all about. So I want to find out from each one of you. I want to find out from you, Val, first, and then Tasha Nikki. I want to find out from you. What do you think karma is? And have you ever had a moment of discovery of like, oh, this is karma?
Well, I mean, if we're talking about the dating world, if you just do your little bee thing and you go from flower to flower, eventually you are going to get karma, and you're going to find that person that you really, really like. And even though you've been interested in all these different people, and that one person that finally gets your heart, and you're like, oh, this is my person. This could actually work out. That person, as karma would work, that person is also a bumblebee and probably is not ready for you. And that's where you get your karma. You
Mm-hmm.
got to be real. You got to put your kindness and your heart out there. If you are seriously looking for a partner, a lifetime partner, not the little situations and all that fun stuff, because eventually that does kind of wear a little bit thin. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I am looking for somebody that I can, spend the rest of my life with, kind of thing. Now I'm in that stage. Dating is fun. Being the bumblebee is fun. But you do too much of that, you're going to be breaking some hearts. And then sometime your heart might be broken as well. And I feel that has something to do with karma.
And I'm gonna write a song about that. That was beautiful.
I think that karma is simply getting or receiving what you put out. And I think that sometimes there are karma moments that you won't even recognize because it may not come back the exact way that you put it out there. And so I think that karma has its own way of, reminding you of what you did, but you may not always recognize it as that. I feel
Mhm.
like, you can say, if a situation happens, you say, oh my God, this is my karma. How do you know? This could just be a lesson learned. But I do think, just going back to my original statement, it is you getting what you put out there, but it may not come back the exact way that you released it. I think that
Absolutely.
in some way, it's going to return to you, but in a way that's going to teach you, but not in the exact way that you released it. So if I was to go and cheat, that doesn't necessarily mean that when I'm out here dating, that whoever I'm with, I'm going to get cheated on, right? But it may be something else that may happen, with that person that may break my heart in a way. You understand, that will cause me to just really think and reflect, on what happened during that time of a broken heart, so I can heal
Okay.
and move on from it.
Mm.
So,
Okay, so if I could, before I go to our other two experts, the reason why I brought up, karma today is that really a lot of people don't understand the proper definition of karma. And I'm gonna tell you how I learned the definition of karma was remembering things that my grandmother used to say to me when I was a little boy. What comes around goes around. Just little sayings that she said that when I started to research and study the principles of karma, a lot of what she told me as a little boy or coming up, it made a lot of good sense. And so I feel as if karma is something you have been living your entire life. That's just like if you grew up repressed, right? And now you're living a good life. You weren't meant to live a repressed life when you was a child. That's just the hand you was dealt. But all the oppression and things that you've been through, karma is now allowing you to live a better life. And you're probably looking at people like, what happened? Why did you not grow? Why did you do me the way you did me? Now, let's get in there, help me out, help us all out.
Yeah, I do believe that we are living the lives that we want. I know sometimes people will say, well, I don't want this life. I don't want to do certain things. But I do think that people are living the lives that they want by the things that they do regularly. So if someone is saying, well, I really want a husband who's faithful and who comes home at night, but you're dating dope boys, you're going to get dope boy payday. So do you really want a husband that comes home every night, or do you want someone married to the streets? And so they'll call it karma. They'll say, well, this person keeps messing around and mistreating me, but you went to the market in which dope boys breed to get your man. So I don't know if I necessarily believe that just bad things happen to people who do bad things. I think bad things happen to good people as well. I think that we live the lives that we want, and things happen just because of maybe what we're manifesting, the areas that we're in, the people that we're seeing, the things that we're doing. But I definitely believe that ultimately we are living the lives that we want.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't agree with you more on that. So where are you at with this?
I just think that karma operates like gravity. And I say that because
We can't
to
hear
me,
you.
how about now? Can you hear me?
Nope.
I can hear you.
I can't hear him. That's too funny.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Everybody else hear him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what I was saying, I think karma operates like gravity. I think it's an impersonal force and not so much like this vengeful judge, because most people think that karma comes back as a judge. But I just think really, as so many others have said, I think it's the energy that you really put out, because every experience, whether pleasant or painful, is a lesson chosen or needed. Just like people look at karma as being a bad thing, there's good karma too. Because if we put good energy out, we get good energy back as well. So, as you made a phrase there, Art, but there's an old phrase too that they used to say, as you sow, so shall you reap. So I believe that what you sow is what you shall reap. And for me, I look at everything because I deal with expanded consciousness. So for me, it's energy. It's the energy that you put out into this, what we call this quantum field. Once you put this energy out into this quantum field, it's how you are aligned. Like we make confirmations and affirmations, but you can continue to make confirmations and affirmations. It's not until you become it that then it will become you, because that's called being in coherence, or being coherent as opposed to being incoherent. Once you're incoherent, that creates the harmony of what you want. Once you create the harmony, then it's able to flow back to you. And that's the vibratory frequency you begin to operate in. So, I mean, I believe that, karma can be good just as it can be bad.
I agree.
I agree to that as well.
Thing this evening. Naya B, can you recap me on what he said real quick? Because no, I didn't hear not a word he said. Oh my God. That's too far. I'm sitting there like, oh my God. Okay.
Well, he said he'd like to see karma. He likes to see the karma as a form of gravity as well, that it's not just about bad things, but I think that the energy you put out is the energy you get back, whether it be good or bad, because good things happen as well. If you're out there doing good things and being in the space of being good, then you will get rewarded for that. And so the ultimate phrase will be like you reap what you sow. He sees it in that way as well. So he's saying that it's like energy, it's gravity, and that's where he stands on the position of karma.
Okay, I love it. I appreciate you guys so very much. We'll continue forward. Hopefully, if not, you'll just have to interpret the rest of the show. I have no idea. The technology tonight is tripping. All right, so let's go on to a top news story that recently happened. Actress Sienna Miller says that older women dating younger men should be normalized and no longer fetishized. And, everybody like a good fetish. And we've often heard that older women and younger men would be considered a cougar type of situation. Miller, who recently did an interview where she was talking to People magazine about, people need to stop shaming older women for these younger guys, and that a lot of these younger guys are going after these older women. She is 44 years old. Her partner, Olin Green, is 29. They've been together since 2022. They share a daughter together. She has another child that is by her ex. And so what do you all think about that situation? Older woman, younger man. This is nothing new, but it is being really sensationalized in today's society.
There's nothing
Well,
wrong with it.
Yeah, there is.
Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go right ahead. Who wants to start first?
You have Valerie.
Okay, well, I have something to say about this one because I recently started dating.
Let me go.
And I went on Facebook dating, and I put in the age group that I wanted, which was not younger men, but somehow they were able to get onto my Facebook on that app, and suddenly I was inundated with I'm 60, okay? I'm getting all these requests from 30 to 55-year-olds, and I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on here? That might be okay for a lot of women, and it makes you feel good and whatever. My kids are about that age. I have grandkids. There's no way I personally would date that young. However, I have noticed that when I did start the dating process, I have high energy. Like, I like to do a lot of things. I jet ski, kayak, pickleball, ping pong. I golf, fish. I do everything. And when I started dating, I was like, oh, I'm going to find somebody, no problem at all, 60 some years old. But they have to be able to keep up with me, or at least do a couple things that I want to do. In order to date in that age group, there was hardly any gentlemen that were capable in that age group to keep up with me and do anything like that. So I can see where there is some allure to go younger, to be like, oh, they can do this, they can do that. That's only in my case. I know that in celebrities, they love to almost suck the life out of younger dates or whatever.
Wait.
That's
Did she say suck the life out of younger dates?
Suck the life out and make them stronger.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Ma'am, we gonna stop it at that point. That's the kickoff of the conversation. Okay, so we're talking about older women and younger men.
I mean, that's fine, but I wouldn't be able to do that. No.
Okay, all right. So now here we are at suck the life out these younger men. I don't know where we should even go with this. Now, I don't think anything is wrong with it if the young man is mature enough. I've been in a situation where there was quite a bit of age difference. Everything was great in the relationship. It was just that the mental health aspect was not right. Other than that, the relationship was actually very good. There was no issues. Because if you really do meet somebody that's younger than you and have the same compatibilities as you, it's not that bad. So that's my take on it.
I
Now,
agree.
okay.
I agree, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm at an age that whereas as social media alone would say, I can date the son or the daddy. Okay, I'm at auntie status, right? And I
Well,
have um, noticed that there are younger men that actually look for women in their 40s because they have said that the women their age are too immature. Okay. As Valerie stated about sucking the life out of them, the young men, they want that too. Because the seasoning, that is a part of being a woman in the 40s, they want that too. They want to sprinkle that as well. So I think that dating younger men, being an older woman dating a younger man, I think it absolutely should be normalized. I think that there's nothing wrong with it. I think that if it works, work it. I also think that age is nothing but a number, and you would think you could be out here dating thinking that you need someone your age, but you may also just need someone that is that is your vibe, that matches your energy, that will help you to, not only have fun, but just go to the next level. And I don't think that age necessarily has to be a barrier with that.
now, see, Reg, I'm gonna come to you first before I go to Naya B. I think I'm gonna lay the foundation down and then maybe have her clean it all up. Let's walk into a mess here. In your book, you talk about finding people that best fit where you are in life. I just was looking at a couple of chapters the other day. For people in what would be considered an unequally yoked relationship, how should they go about seeking this relationship?
So I don't know about unequally yoked, though. I think
Oh,
I don't know about, and that's not something that I typically would teach unequally yoked, because I think that when you bring somebody into your space, sometimes you have the potential to bring somebody in your space that can stretch you or can expand you. That means there may be something that's missing in your world, and they bring that additive to your world that has the ability to stretch you or expand you and take you in a place mentally that you've never been. So to me, when you bring two people together, what you're merging is you have two histories colliding. And so now what you want to experience is, does my history have enough in it that's going to pique your interest? Does your history have enough in it to pique my interest? So when these histories merge or collide, that's the attraction. You want to see, I want to know more. I want to feel more. Are we vibing? So I don't really believe in that unequally yoked message. I mean, I feel like that's a real old school message. So that's not something that I would typically, pontificate, if you would, on that. But I believe that when you bring, it's about vibing and understanding what you want in your tribe. Once you understand what you want in your tribe and you guys are vibing, I don't necessarily think that age has anything to do with it, as long as your messages are enough to keep each other's and grasp each other's attention and keep and hold each other there, so that you continually want to, we're learning from each other. I want to know more. I want to seek more. I want to be under the auspices of what we're gleaning from each other. So I think it can work.
yes, I agree. I learned quite a bit from my situation. I did. Unfortunately, it ended the way it ended. But did I learn a lot from it? Absolutely. Did I learn new ways of doing things? And the funniest thing is Val, you and I talk about this all the time. The wanting to stay young, the wanting to stay involved, the wanting to stay out there. I really do feel somebody younger is the best situation for me. Most of the people, in our age range, like you say, they running on dust and Metamucil. You know what I'm saying? So,
It's harder to find somebody. Yeah. It's
yeah,
harder to
it
find
is.
somebody with
It
any
really
kind of
is. Right. I want to go out. I want to be about these streets. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's why I'm like, so Naya, help us out here, because look, it's hard out here on us pimps and pimpettes.
I definitely think that people date their social emotional age more so than their chronological age. So when you have someone who's maybe 50 and they are vibing with a 20 or 30-year-old, that tells me that that's where that 50-year-old is mentally. They are
Oh
at
shit.
20 and
No,
30.
right.
Yeah. I don't think it has much to do with learning as much as you guys say it does. So you learn something new. And if you're in your 50s and you're learning so much from a 20 or 30-year-old, besides how to TikTok or hashtag or how to use technology, which you don't have to date them to learn that. But if you're connecting with them on a soulmate level, mentally, I would definitely question what your social emotional age is. We tend to see that relationships last a lot longer with people who are on our social emotional level. So if you are mature enough, and we talk about maturity, but what does that look like? Because someone who's 23, 24, they don't have a fully developed brain. Their frontal lobe is still not developed. They don't know what they want, or they don't know what it is that they like or don't like at this point because they haven't matured mentally at this point. So when we're talking about someone who's 29, they really have had a full brain for 3 years. So if you're in your 40s and you're like, oh yeah, I love this 29-year-old, I'm gonna question why. I'm going to look at you a little interesting. I'm gonna say, oh, really? Tell me more about that. And I've dated younger before, and I will say this: it was the worst science experiment I ever had in my life. Okay, and
Oh
I would
no.
never. And we were 6 years different. We were 6 years, but it was the worst. And it wasn't because he wasn't mature. Like he was married. He had been married before. He had kids, so he knew how to be a father. But the level of protection that I think a man knew how to have for a woman, he hadn't gotten there yet. The level of conflict resolution that I think a man who lived a little while longer knew how to have, he hadn't gotten there yet. And so those things cost me. So I realized I need somebody who knew what time MASH came on. I'm sorry. I need somebody who knew, what channel, what channel, what time Ricky Lake came on. Those things matter to me because if I have to teach you what this is or that is, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna be turned off. And keep in mind too, my sons are soon to be 18 and 30 years old, so I cannot, absolutely not, no.
Okay, now that mama slapped me on my own show. But no, okay, so but now let's go back just a little bit. So now we're gonna play devil's advocate on this show. You said somebody to remind what time a show comes on, all of that. My youngin was a nerd, much like myself. And the funniest thing was my youngin taught me to stop watching the news at night because he was like, you watch the news at night, that leaves you going to bed angry, upset, stressed out about whatever's on the news. And he actually taught me to watch comedy shows at night or watch a movie at night. And it was life changing for my mental capacity. Not so much. Now that's so funny you say on the level of a 25-year-old. No, hell no. I'm still going to bed at 10 o'clock. I'm still ready. See what I'm saying? It was just I found somebody young that also wanted to go to bed at 10 o'clock. So I got it. And I understand what you're saying. Yes, I probably do need to be on your couch, but it actually was a life-saving relationship at its time. Tosh, Nick, you want to say something else on that? Since we both Jezebels in this conversation.
Yes,
So,
so be and so it is. I think that again, we have to look at it, for what it is across the board. We're looking at it
Right,
from dating on a serious tip and dating for entertainment, right? Or
right,
dating for
right,
fun. So it may not always be, well, I would like to say that deep, if you will, contingent upon the length of the relationship and what the purpose of the relationship is, right? But I think that at the end of the day, everyone has their reasons. But I go back to my statement that age should not be a barrier. And I understand why you also feel that way, Nivy, because of your situation.
right.
But I think about, when it comes to age, contingent upon the age, I'm like either you trying to get me to learn you something,
Right, right.
or
Yes.
you coming to get something. Let's just talk about what it is up front, because
Right.
contingent upon your age, I can almost assume what it is, and we're not about to play games. Either we gonna do it or we not. You
All
know,
Well,
right.
I
let
definitely think that I will say that a lot of times men date younger for control and women date younger for sex. And
mm,
when it comes down to entertainment, when it comes down to just having a good time, but when it comes to sharing a life, you guys are
no,
going to have some hurdles. You're going to have some hurdles.
I can actually agree with that too.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
eventually the oldest person in that relationship is really old. And the other person might be taking care of that person a little bit more than they anticipated. Just
Right,
saying.
right. I agree. But we had also talked about that as well too. So I mean, it was interesting. And the funniest thing is, most people really did think that we were great for each other because of the personality compatibility. So yeah, okay, I might have the mindset of a 25-year-old, but my body says something else. So
I think there's exceptions to every rules, but we're speaking generally, and I think generally it's going to be tough to date someone that's not on your level.
okay,
I
even
agree
let's
with
say
that
if they
too.
were a celebrity. Let's say, and again, I'm not trying to, fetish, make this a fetish or anything, but we are seeing more and more older women with younger men. And it's just the most mind blowing thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I think too, when you look at the entertainment industry, I mean, it is based in pedophilia.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
Okay.
This is another whole
I'm just
Yeah,
conversation.
saying, so
let's not go down this rabbit
it's
hole tonight.
normalized. It's normalized. We're talking it's normalized. Just like,
Mm.
so here's the thing too, and I think sometimes people they kind of forget this. It's not just men out here grooming young girls. There are a lot of grown women grooming young men.
Interesting.
That too.
That
It
too.
goes both ways. So when we're seeing it in the entertainment industry, or we're seeing it with celebrities, that is the normalized culture of, you know, grooming.
I'm gonna tell you
So,
something too. I've seen it in the hood too.
well,
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
yes, it
Absolutely.
happens.
Yeah, that's
It
yeah.
happens
Right.
all the time. It happens all the time. So
Yeah.
it doesn't make it right. But it
Mm-mm.
goes back to control and influence.
Okay, well, Val, I don't know about you, but I think, C Reg need to put some ointment and a Band-Aid on all of this. I think this is all like an open wound right now. Look, I thought I was gonna have to hit the end show button there. Right, but I forgot Naya B, you all. This woman is on the Crime Network. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wait, girl, they're gonna have to pay for this. We ain't gonna give all this away for free. No, we finna get a sponsorship for this now. Wait, hold on now. Right. I was like, oh, so sir, can you please put a Band-Aid on this so we can move on to the next
No, I mean,
conversation?
I really just think it boils down to understanding, what becomes a fit for you and realizing what is your fit. And I think everybody goes into situations. There's no one size that fits all, to be honest, because it's an individual thing. And so individually, you like what you like. You've determined what you want. And I think once you feel like you've found what you've said you want, that becomes attractive to you, then by all means pursue. And I think that it's hard to find somebody that you feel is a fit. Once you find someone that you feel is a fit, then pursue. Because if you've done the work, which is the work that's required, then by all means, continue to pursue with purpose. Because people are dating now with intentions. People are becoming more intentional about who they want in their space. So with that intentionality, if that person comes and you guys are clicking, I always say it. I said last show, it's about two energies merging, creating that synergy, becoming synergistically involved. If that works, what's stopping two people from doing? Who gives a damn what other people say? He's too young, she's too old. Who gives a damn about that? If it's working for you, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Amen.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay. Look. Okay, Naya B. Okay, now.
I'm standing on what I said, okay?
I
Me and
love
my
y'all.
credentials.
I love y'all. I love you. I do. I do. For those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the relaunch of the Real Chat Daddy Show. This is the Love Edition. Tonight, I have 4 amazing people that have been on with me now. We're going to wrap up in just a little bit, but we've had another phenomenal conversation about relationships in the year 2026. Everywhere you turn, relationships are all over the place. I felt now was a good time to come back, catch people while they're at home or on the go, whatever the case may be. And we talk about current trends in relationships. And so our next topic this evening, that was a good job, you guys. You did a great job on that. Our next topic is, could you date someone who has a higher sex drive than you And can that ruin a relationship or improve the relationship?
Now I know you don't want me to say much.
Well, you wait till we'll wait on you then. We'll wait. Even one of the experts can start off.
I'll go. Yes, I can, because typically that person in the relationship is me. So I have definitely been someone who has enjoyed, that a lot more than I guess some of my previous partners. But I mean, if we had difference, it would just be a difference. I like to respect people's boundaries. But at the same time, I don't want to feel neglected either. So, it just depends. But I let it be known very, very clearly, like, this is important to me. If I cannot have it, don't talk to me. So.
Okay. So a healthy sex drive is important.
Very much so. Yes.
Okay. Ladies, which one would you like to?
It's a non-negotiable. Okay. It just really is. Like if I can't, and let me go back because I was thinking about if I would be the person that would have the less, that would not want to be as sexually involved. And I'm like, that's probably where I got stuck because I'm like, Naya B, I enjoy it, especially if I'm attracted to you and I'm loving you and you are hitting all of my markers. It's a wrap. And the thing is that, but I will say that the key to having a high sex drive is also self-control. Okay. If in a relationship that you have a higher sex drive and your person is just not there, I think that not only communication is important, but also for that person to, you have to also have like a level of confidence within yourself and also from your partner to know that it's not you. Okay. But I think that with communication and just keeping things fun and open and sexy, you know what I mean? I think that it could work. But if you are the total opposite and I'm with you, I'm gonna start asking questions like, well, what else is going on? You know what I mean? Because if it's not me, and you telling me it's not me, and I know it's not me, what else is going on with you? How can we fix this? But the answer is yes, and I am typically that person because if it's good, then it that's just what it is. I want more of it, but I don't have to have it, in that it puts me in a sex addict status. But if it's good, then why not? Let's be great.
Okay,
why not, continue it on.
Okay, so now I got to play the devil's advocate. That's why I host this show. Okay, so Naya B, I guess we're gonna creep back over to the crime station for a minute. What makes a person a sex addict? Let's talk about that.
I think it goes along with any other addiction. It's you have no idea of consequences. You just give into the urge. You have this urge, you need to satisfy it. So you don't care about age, you don't care about hygiene, you don't care about consequences, you don't care about getting to work, you don't care about going home. You just find yourself in it all the time. So it's the idea to act on an urge without consequence or without an acknowledgement of consequence. So if you are, and it's not about how many times a day you get it in with one person, that's not an addiction. You could be addicted to that one person, yes, but addiction means it doesn't matter who. You get it from a crackhead, you'll take it from whoever, because you just have to have it. So that's the difference.
And there are people out here like that.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, so how does one get help for that? Not, I mean, but you do want to, like, how would somebody even know to go to their doctor and say, is it because of the number of sexually transmitted diseases? What would it be?
It would definitely be about lifestyle. Are you constantly late to work because you just can't, you just got to go get it? Are you taking detours when you're on your way to work because you got to go get it? Are you taking detours on your way home? Are you infiltrating somebody's life? Are you having affairs? Is it ruining your life? Is sex ruining your life? And ultimately, if it's ruining your life, whether it's because of STDs or because of lifestyle, then you probably should talk to somebody about it, because it could be rooted in sexual trauma. Maybe you were sexualized early. And maybe you can't control the cravings because you had a distortion in your ability to mature sexually. It was a disruption there. So now you have to give in to that disruption and it becomes your lifestyle. So I think that being able to resolve that and then practice self-control, you would have to do the 12-step program and the way any other addict would. You would have to really put yourself on strict discipline. You'd have to seriously manage your life, change your locations. You may have to abstain. You probably can't be with someone who wants to have sex all the time because it may send you into a spiral.
Well, I thank God I ain't at that level yet. I just do. I just thank you, God. I thank you. I just cannot say enough. I may start speaking in tongues. You was making me nervous there for a long time in your little comments. I was so Valerie helped me. I was like, well, we may have to turn me in next week. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Okay, Arthur. No, don't do that.
You know, that you are just with one person and you really, really love this one person and you're very attracted to this one person, and you might have I do have a high sex drive. Okay. It's always been that way, but I've always matched myself with people that I'm attracted to. The person I'm seeing now, yeah, it's one-on-one, it's healthy, and we're both pretty much compatible at the same level. I don't feel that it's a problem. However, it's busy.
All right now. All right now. All right. That's why you my girl. Look, right. That's why we look. All right now.
I think it's healthy to crave your person. I think it's very healthy to crave your person. But when you craving everybody, that's a problem. I think it's healthy to crave your person.
Okay.
Yes.
So that puts you into that H to the Izzo to the Izane category. You use a hose. You just
craving everybody, that's a problem.
Yeah, you're a hose.
To crave your partner. You can crave your partner, like
right.
Totally.
Okay, Tosh, Nikki, where we at again? I'm so confused.
No, I was just, I was commenting with Valerie. I'm like, she got that sexy 60 going on,
Come on, that's what I'm talking about.
But I think also too, you could be in a relationship and have a high sex drive and your person not have that, and they consider that to be an issue. And the question is, what do you do at that time? Not sexual addict status, but you loving that partner, you enjoying it, you have your high sex drive. I often understood too that when you do have a high sex drive, it's not always needing to be remedied by sexual activity, but by creativity. And so again, it goes back to the person that has this high sex drive, this person that has, the ability to have self-control. In that if they are being told what their time, because their partner may be busy or, just may not be a good time for their partner, they should not feel less than because their partner does not, because their partner does not want to. So I think that it can work. It should work, but the person that has the higher sex drive has to have a level of, understanding as that relates to how they are, how they work, and what to do with that sexual energy that they are experiencing on a consistent basis.
All right now, sir. So you telling us how to meet these amazing people, make sure we are all in one, our harmony is good, but here we are at the sex thing. So now how do we remedy the sexual situation?
I think that where, typically when there is a mismatch, what we would call a mismatch in the desire for one another, partners often fall into what we call these unconscious patterns that has the propensity to damage that bond. And so when it damages that bond, what you get is you get this high drive partner pushing for intimacy, and then they do that because they want to feel connected. And you have this low drive partner that pulls away due to the pressure. And with that causes both to feel something about the relationship that creates this ambivalence, that creates this tension. And so it's what we call this desire gap. And with this desire gap, it creates desire deficiencies. So what has to happen is there has to be this level of communication. You have to communicate. You constantly have to communicate. And I think with that, sometimes that becomes extremely draining. That's why you have people going to the courts for divorces, because die means two, divorce means ways. You got two people going two different ways. I think if it's something, the old saying is, if it's something worth keeping, it's worth fighting for, but you have to create whatever that common denominator is. That's where communication comes in, because communication creates what we call this common union. You have to find out whatever that union is, and can that union keep us together? So I think the statistics show what is 80%, believe it or not, when I looked at 80% of couples experience what we call desire discrepancies. That's a high number.
So wait, desire discrepancies would be where they're not getting what they want out of their partner?
Yes, a desire gap.
Right. Yes. I could not agree with you more. A lot of people talk to me very intimately about things that they're lacking, suffering. I read a lot of letters from people who are just saying, I'm with somebody, people like, I've been sleeping on the couch for 5 years. My wife gives me sex for Christmas. I mean, Naya B, I'm sure you've heard these stories.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's like I think sometimes part of it is that people aren't really taught about sexuality, especially when it comes to a lot of women. A lot of women don't even know that they can orgasm. A lot of women don't even know their G spots. A lot of women don't even know they can enjoy it. I think for the most part, they were all taught to do it for the sake of the man. So they treat it as a gift when they give it to the man. They don't realize it's a gift for you too, if you do it right,
Yeah.
And I think sometimes they're ashamed for having those desires or having those urges. So they suppress them. And by the time they're in a relationship, they're distant from their partners because they don't know how to embrace their own sexuality or how to be comfortable within their own bodies and their own skin enough to really truly enjoy their partners. When I hear sometimes clients or just people in general say, "Oh, I'm not going to give him none," or "I'm not going to, he's on punishment because he did X, Y, and Z." I'm like, "Well, aren't you on punishment too if you don't give him none?" But I guess it depends on their thoughts about sex. They see it as, "Oh, that's for him. That's not for me." And so we have to have a conversation about why isn't that for you too? Because it should be. And I think that plays a huge part in why those desires are not there.
I think that's so unfortunate that there are women that feel that way, because that's such an old school way of thinking. And I think that if they had the right sexual experiences, that they would have a change of heart. But yeah, just hearing you say that, part about only getting it on Christmas, I'm trying to figure out if that's really a gift,
Right. Oh, exactly.
Listen, that's disheartening.
And here's the deal. We are talking about men that pay bills, men that pay mortgages, men that are good fathers, good husbands, good providers. And they tell me stories of, I'll be like, what? You got to be kidding me. Because and listen, and a lot of this are still stay-at-home moms or housewives, and who's heard of a housewife in this day and age? We live in a world now where everybody needs a job. So I've heard this in a lot of different ways. I have. Valerie, look like you want to say something real quick. Is there something?
Oh no, I think that if you don't enjoy sex with the person that you are with the wrong person.
That's it.
Amen. I could not agree more. All right. Well, family, we have covered it. I'm gonna let each person go around, say what you want to say as your closing thought. I need both of our experts to please promote your books, your whatever. We'll save you two ladies for last. And it's been another just wonderful show. I look forward to doing this again. We got a lot of hearts, likes. I can't wait to go back and look at everything. For those of you all that are just joining us, please go to the Real Chat Daddy Show YouTube page, like that page, follow that page. Also, Facebook, The Real Chat Daddy Show. We'll be back, I'm sure, to do more of these, but we just want to kind of get the conversation out there. This is a wide range and array of people on here, different ages, backgrounds. But the one thing we all want in common is for people to have amazing relationships in this day and age. So I'm gonna start with you, Naya B. Go right ahead.
I think relationships should be fun. I think if it's something that is causing you stress or heartache or, just even making you have low self-esteem, low self-worth, you can't be afraid to bounce. I think sometimes we stay in stuff too long. And then those are the things that causes the resentment and the pain. But it should be fun. It should be somebody you enjoy. I think sex should be fun. I think exploration should be fun. It should be something that you enjoy. So I would definitely encourage all of my couples out there tonight, or people who may just be dating or who are not in a relationship, to seek compatibility. Seek compatibility and seek fun and seek excitement. And yes, follow me for more relationship tips or just everyday stuff on Instagram at, what am I? Oh, Naya, at the author, Naya B, author _Naya _B, and then on Facebook, Naya B.
Listen, y'all, she be posting. She be busy. I'm like, this lady is the hardest working poster I know. She be on it. Y'all look, if I can get up, have a cup of coffee and post one thing a day, like, hey, I'm alive. I'm alive. Thank you, Jesus. I'm alive. Mr. C. Reg Rogers, what do you want to say in closing?
I'll just piggyback off of what Naya B said. I think relationships should be enjoyed because they're meant to be a source of joy, support, and companionship rather than constant misery and stress. My name is C. Reggie Rogers. I'm a relationship coach. I give dating from an expanded conscious perspective. My latest book that is out is called Awake and Ready to Date, Dating from an Expanded Conscious Perspective. You can find me on my website at C. Reggie Rogers, just like it's spelled right here, creggierogers.com, and all the social media platforms, C. Reggie Rogers. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter.
Very good. Valerie, my friend, sir, you do a great job. We appreciate you. We really do. Valerie, I'm going to come to you. You know what, Valerie? I'm a little disappointed you did not get up this evening and go get some muffins out of that oven. I just got a feeling it's some muffins cooking in that oven. Artie, listen, I wanted a timer to go off. I wanted you to get up, get some muffins out. And we were all like, man, she made muffins.
This is this time of the night.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind.
It's wine time.
Oh, very good.
It's winding down.
Very good. What do you want to say to everybody in closing?
I just want to say, be good to yourself, be good to your person. And like Reggie said, communication is the key. Honestly, you just have to be right with your person. If, like I said, if there isn't a good relationship, then maybe that relationship isn't for you.
Right. I couldn't agree with you more. I love it. Ms. Tashnik, come on, help us close it out. Then I'm going to wrap it all up. But what do you think? And what are your closing thoughts?
I just want to say to remember that your relationships are a reflection of you. And if you are having issues in your relationship, then it's you. Okay, it's for you to check yourself, check in with yourself before you feel like it is something for you to bring to your partner. And remember, you only have one life. Okay, and it is very important for you to live that life. And if you are not living, then that means you're only existing. And if you are not shifting, that means that you are like the walking dead. So live your life. Have fun, have people around you that reflect who you are and who you want to become. That's it, and that's all.
Oh, I love it. That was beautiful. Yay. You all did an amazing job this evening. I could not say thank you enough. The love, adoration, support have been incredible. I just thank God we're able to help people. I think this is the most amazing thing ever. You know, I did this online thing during the pandemic. Now we're living in war and times of unrest and people not liking each other and hating on each other. I just thought it'd be a great time to bring a wonderful something to people. And we're doing this out of the love of our hearts. Nobody's being paid to do this, any of that, but we just want to educate people. So thank you guys so very much. We'll be back with another show. And I just want to say this. My 25-year-old mind need to go and play. I'll talk to y'all later. My 25-year-old mind, guys, you know, I got to go eat some popcorn and watch a movie. So I'll talk to y'all later. Everybody have a great night. Bye.
Bye.